I make trades happen. So in the video I'm just posting now, oh, why are Calgary and Carolina up there? Because nobody's made another trade yet. Well, here we are. I don't know if I can get this to work. There we go. Minnesota Wild have traded Marco Scandella. Good move. Jason Pominville and a 4th-round pick to the Buffalo Sabres for Tyler Ennis, Marcus Foligno, and a 3rd-round pick in the 2018 draft. I love this trade. Love this trade. So Scandella is the defenseman they're moving. Absolutely agree. If you're going to have to lose Brodin, Dunbar, or Scandella, you go with Scandella. Pominville was getting paid a lot of money and wasn't producing in Minnesota. Now he goes back to Buffalo. Now, I loved Pominville in Buffalo back in the day. That was when I became a Pominville fan. I remember when he was a rookie and he wasn't necessarily putting up a lot of points, but I was like, wow, this Jason Pominville kid's really good. And then, over the last couple of years, it's kind of fallen apart for him. So I'm really glad to see he's going back to Buffalo. Not that logo. I could have put up... I have the original Buffalo Sabres as well, but if I'll put that up... That's the only Minnesota Wild pennant I have. That's from before they had a logo. That was how they debuted. So they don't have a logo, and I remember the guy at the card store saying that they don't have one yet. I'm like, don't you have something? No. All right. So that's from that pennant's from 1999. So there you go. Tyler Ennis, who has been an underachieving forward for Buffalo, he goes to Minnesota. Marcus Foligno, hard worker. He's never had the offensive output that I think people unrealistically expected after he had in his first season, I think 13 points in 14 games. It was something like that. It was almost a point a game, but it was over a period of a month and a half. But I like Marcus Foligno too. So this trade is including Ennis, who I think can have a bounce back. Pominville, who whether he bounces back or not, at least he's back home in Buffalo. He really should never have left Buffalo. And Foligno gets a chance at becoming one of the many really good hardworking forwards for Minnesota. This is good for Minnesota. Minnesota bolsters their forward depth. They have room to lose a blue liner. They do. And Buffalo is going for it. Scandella, that's another defenseman. So they've added Scandella, they've added Beaulieu. They've started rebuilding their defense. And they've done it without losing anything key from their forwards or in terms of draft picks. Buffalo is fixing where things are wrong. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. But this is a great trade, I think, for both teams. There really isn't a whole lot else to say about it. Minnesota is a team that's been kind of mired in the middle, that mushy middle, where they're almost a contender. They're a playoff team. I mean, if they finished anywhere, let's say in the 17-18 season, if they finished anywhere from 5th overall to 12th overall, I don't think any of us would be surprised. And it's in that range where, yeah, they're good. Are they great? So Minnesota, this doesn't make them great, but it's the first move of what I think is going to be a few moves, and it could be big for them. For Buffalo, again, bringing Pominville back is a good idea. Losing Tyler Ennis off the cap is a good idea. I mean, they get the cap hit back of Pominville and the cap hit of Scandella. But this is hockey today. Cap's always going to be part of a trade, but this feels more like a hockey trade than most. It does, because it addresses a need for both teams. As I said, the forward depth for the Minnesota Wild, and again, further bolstering the defense for Buffalo. I like what they're doing with their defense. I am a big fan of what Buffalo is doing with their defense. So what I need you to do, as viewers and as subscribers, is to let me know what you think of this trade. What else do you think might be coming down the pike if you're a Minnesota fan or a Buffalo fan? If you're a Buffalo fan, are you excited that Jason Pominville is coming back? Because he was not good in Minnesota last year. I'm not going to mince words. He was not good. But going back to Buffalo could really help him. And if you're a Minnesota fan, how do you feel about losing Scandella off the blue line? Do you feel good about the other prospects that are coming up, the other young guys that are going to get stuck in the mix? Or do you think this is a precursor to something happening in free agency tomorrow? You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to add. This is just a really good trade for both sides. So, big fan. And there we go. Minnesota and Buffalo are now on the wall until somebody else makes a deal. I have all 30 teams in here. Damn it, Vegas. If you guys make a move, there's nothing I can do to put that on the wall. Don't do it, Vegas. If Vegas makes a move, I'll put the Thrashers up. Because the Thrashers one I have is kind of sweet. And I think that's the only... No, I've got Quebec in here, and I've got the original Winnipeg Jets, too. Yeah, see? This one will work, because if I have to put up the Thrashers, it's the 1999 inaugural season. Things are looking good for Atlanta. Well, all sarcasm aside, things look good for Buffalo. I think they look good for Minnesota. Tell me why I'm right or wrong in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.